Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Today, I'll be talking about what is next at wide receiver for Notre Dame after Tyler Morris's surprise commitment to Michigan yesterday. I'm filming this on the 21st of April. Yesterday was 4/20, and Tyler Morris committed to the Michigan Wolverines. To start off, I did think Notre Dame would eventually land Tyler Morris. I've said it in prior videos. Comes from a Notre Dame heavy family. It just looked like Notre Dame would at the end prevail, but suffered an injury this past weekend in a high school football game of his. And Michigan just said, we got a spot for you right now. We want you just as much. And he said, you know what? I'm going to take that opportunity. Good for him. Good for him. Good friends with five-star Michigan 2020 signee, J.J. McCarthy. J.J. has, of course, been recruiting him very hard. That definitely played a role. If J.J. wasn't at Michigan, I think Tyler Morris could be committed to Notre Dame right now. I'm going to be completely honest. But it is what it is. I really wanted him in this class, but it's not a huge deal. Notre Dame, of course, has many other options at wide receiver. I don't want to get on the fire Dell bus. Fire Dell. Dell sucks, whatever. No. We need to keep it positive here. We're fine. I'm showing CJ Williams highlights. He's a matter day wide receiver, high 4-star on pretty much every single site. Love this kid, super talented. Is he going to be a 4-3 burner? No. Is he going to be a 4-3-5 for a 4 burner? No. But he does everything you need to win football games. It reminds me a lot of Devontae Adams, a guy like that. Chris route running, tall enough, can make pretty much any single catch. But it's not a 4-3 Tyreek Hill guy, if you get what I'm saying. Notre Dame, of course, has Amorion Walker committed, 3-star from Louisiana. I expect that commitment to hold up now after the Tyler Morris commitment to Michigan. I do not think Notre Dame can flip Tyler Morris now. I think Tyler Morris is all set on Michigan. But CJ Williams is probably the number one guy to know. Number two guy to know is, I would say, Tobias Merriweather, wide receiver from Washington. Love his game. I think he will end up in the top 100 on at least 247 when push comes to shove at the end of this year. Huge fan of him. He's a Chase Claypool guy. He's literally Chase Claypool. If I didn't show CJ Williams highlights, I'd show his, but I know most Notre Dame fans know who CJ Williams is. And national fans watching this video as well. CJ Williams, I think, will be a tougher get than Tobias Merriweather. I do think Notre Dame leads for Tobias. They're in a close race with Stanford and Oregon at this current time. Washington, too. CJ Williams, Texas, Alabama, Ohio State, USC, UCLA are a few to know. But at the moment, I think Notre Dame leads by a pretty wide margin. I'm really digging where Notre Dame stands right now with Williams. He has a 4.3 GPA. Isn't scared to go across the country, doesn't really care about location. It doesn't seem someone that loves the glitz and the glamour. He just wants to get it done and make it to the next level with a great education. And what better place can you do that than at Notre Dame? So I'm really loving Notre Dame's odds right now with CJ Williams. Tobias Merriweather, I do think Notre Dame leads for both of them right now, but Merriweather will be hard. Maybe not as hard as Williams, but he's from the West Coast, and when you have the West Coast powers of Oregon, USC's making a little bit of noise. Those guys after him, it's going to be hard for him to turn away those opportunities. But at the end of the day, I do think Notre Dame lands both, and I do think Amorion Walker signs. And I think a class of Amorion Walker, CJ Williams, and Tobias Merriweather, it's not half bad. Not half bad at all. I think two of those guys can end up in the top 100. I think Amorion Walker with a good senior year can end up as a 4-star. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm not the biggest Amorion Walker fan, and I've said that in previous videos. I much rather prefer a guy like Nicholas Anderson from Katy, Texas. Even Addison Copeland from Buffalo, New York. I'd much rather have him. But Amorion Walker, I love that he can play the defensive back position as well, more specifically corner. He's shown that in his high school, but he hasn't really played many high school games. I was very surprised when Dell Alexander gave him the green light to go ahead and commit. Now, I will say if Notre Dame misses on Tobias Merriweather or even CJ Williams, you got to look back at guys Guys like Darius Clemens from Oregon, close friend of Tobias Merriweather's. I think he's going to end up at Penn State. Andre Green from Richmond, Virginia has 59 offers, I believe now, 50-plus offers. Dude's an absolute beast. He's definitely got to look at. No Notre Dame official yet. That could change. And then Nicholas Anderson, like I just said. Notre Dame also offered a current Boston College commit, Joseph Griffin Jr. I'm not going to speculate much on this because Addison Copeland was offered by Notre Dame. All the picks in the world went in for Addison Copeland, end up at Notre Dame, and he's still uncommitted, and it's looking like he's going to go back to Rutgers, Pitt, or South Carolina. So let's not jump on that bus, but you get what I'm saying there. So yeah, that's the video. That's not absolutely rail Dell yet. If he gets CJ Williams and Tobias Merriweather, I would be more than happy. And hopefully get some speed guys in 2023 and hopefully get Carnell Tate, huge Carnell Tate fan. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you didn't know, the highlights being shown on screen are from CJ Williams, Mater Day wide receiver. Shout out to him. Yeah, that's the video. Go Irish.